For this video, we'll be having a demonstration or a demo program, a simple demo program that will make use of struct or a record and array. So we're going to have an array of structure. So the program will be doing this. So we're going to enter 10 records in which each record will have the following fields or ID, name, rate, and hours. Then maybe we can search for a record using the ID, and then also we can list these records. So let's now begin. First, maybe we have to define our structure. So it contains an ID, name, let's say maximum length of 50. Then we have rate and hours worked. Then we declare an array now of the amp. So we call it amp rec. So with the length or maximum size of 10. Okay, so these are the arrays. Now let's define our functions. So let's say I have my clear screen, my post, then our menu, and then maybe we're going to have here so that's the entry of each record. I don't know why I separated it. So entry of 10 records. Maybe we have our search. So it returns the position. That's why we use integer. It returns an integer. That will display a single record. This will display all of the records. So let's see if we still have more functions that we'll be defining later. So this will be the entry of one record, and this one we'll just call this one for us to enter 10 records. And then here we're going to use this to search for a record, and if the search is successful, we display the record, and this will display all of the records. So hopefully these are the functions that we will be using for our program. So I'll be copying it below, and then just replace all my semicolons with open and close curly braces. Okay, so let's first do our main program here. So we have car ch for example, and we have while ch is not equal to, let's say, quit. Switch is equal to our menu. Switch ch. So the first case is let's say we call it E. So this will be record entry break. Case S. I think we'll be having a routine for that. So search record. So I'll be placing that here. In case L for list records. So that will be our last. So hopefully it's already correct. So I'll be copying this one. Okay, so let's try now. So we have here our main program. So it will show the menu. Then when the user press E, we'll be entering data records. If the user press S, we'll be searching records. If the user press L, we'll be listing the records. If the user press Q, then we will be quitting or exiting the program. So let's first do the details for this one. So CLS will be system CLS. We clear the screen. Post. Maybe we placed around 2 spaces, 2 lines. Then we display the menu. Let's have a simple menu. So E for entry of records. S to search records. L to list all the records. And quit program. And this one will return get CH converted to uppercase. Now entry of records. Let's say we have pretty clear screen. Record let's say that will print record and then print F. We have here let's say then S space ID, then we entered ID. So ampersand mrec and -1 dot ID. Now I'm going to place here just to fix some of the entry issues. I'll be showing you that later on. Especially true if we're combining numbers and or we have series of scanf combining numbers and strings. So until we press enter key. So we use this scan set, and we have here mrec. You notice I did not place any because I did not place ampersand because it's an array of character. So I'm going to enter float ampersand mrec I minus 1 dot rate print f percent 10s space hours. Scan F. mprec, so I minus 1 dot hours. Okay, so that will be our routine to enter records. So for our record entry program or module, we have integer I. For I equals 1, I is lesser or equal to 10, I plus plus. Since we're going to enter 10 records, and then we just call enter record, supplying the value of I. Then after we enter records, we post. Okay, so that is the entry of 10 records. So what we do is we loop from 1 to 10 and we call this one. So this will be done 10 times, and after doing this 10 times, we post. Search, we clear the screen, integer ID. Let's clear the screen. We enter ID. Then we search. Using the ID. If P is greater or equal to 0, that means we have a successful search. We display the record using P. If not, maybe print here a message search is unsuccessful. Then we place here post. We have here our linear search algorithm. So while found equals 0 and I is lesser or equal to lesser than 10. Okay, so first we compare if ID is equal to m rec index by I dot ID. So if they're equal, then found equals 1. If not, we proceed to the next record, I plus plus. So I starts with 0. So we go to the next record until the time that we stop. So we stop when we found the record or we have searched all of the records. So if found equals 0, that means the search was not successful. So we return -1 to indicate an unsuccessful search. If not, we return the value of I, which is the position where the search when the search was successful, so the position. So more or less that will be our search algorithm. It's a linear search algorithm. To display the record, we can place here maybe CLS, printf, employee record, printf, then S, 3D, \n, ID. So we have emp rec indexed by, this should be the position. Anyway, that should be the position that ID. Okay, so you have here rate, rate, then we have hours work. So the idea here should be the position, but let's not change that anymore. Then we place here post, so that will display a single record. Now to list all records, clear the screen. Say we have employee list. So we'll display maybe ID. Then the next one is name. Then the next one is rate. The next one is hours. Then the next one is, let's say, salary. Then we loop. Printf the ID should be 3s. 3D WebS 10.2f 10.2f 10.2f. So the first one will display the ID mrec I.id. The next one mrec I dot name mrec I dot rate mrec I dot hours and salary, but I haven't defined salary yet. Float salary. Salary is equal to mrec I rate times mrec I hours. So we have here now our salary. So that we list the records, and then maybe we place here post. So that will be our program. Hopefully we don't have any more errors here. So let's try to compile. There we have an error here. So system CLS. So we compile and run for I equals to I is not declared. Integer I. Compile and run. So there is an error. Oh, we have a wrong spelling command. So it says here printf. So let's look for printf. Printf. Both here, printf. Here, so this one is wrong spelling. Printf. Okay, so execute, compile and run. So here we are. It's running. Hopefully we don't have any more errors. So I'll press E. Oh, I suppose we have \n there. So let's first stop. Let's check that first. So here there should be \n. Okay, so let's run the program again. So E, so ID 111 for example. Michael Jordan. Rate 500, hours 80. The number 2, LeBron James. Oh, rate. Oh, because I entered the wrong ID. Sorry. So let's run the program again. I entered the wrong name since we don't have validation in our program. So I'll press E again. 111. Two. Change. 53. carry 90 25 4 Jamaran rate 160 hours 80 555 Zion Williamson, let's say 350 hours 666. Let's say we have here who else? Is that the correct name? 380 777 Giannis. No, I don't know the spelling, so let's have another name. Let's say Clay Thompson. I hope that the spelling is correct. 350 80 888. Let's say we have Russell Westbrook 310 and 65 999 Kevin Durant for 455, and we have 77.5 hours, and then we have 101. So we have, let's say, Ben Simmons with a rate of 200 and hours work of 90 hours. So let's say, for example, these are the records. So once I am through entering 10 records, press any key, then I can list the records. So I'll press L. So these are now the names. So I should have placed negative 5S here so that it will be left aligned, but we'll be checking on that later. So we have rate and we have for the salary. So we have our list. Then let's try to search. So I press S, enter ID, let's say 555, enter. So that's the record of number 555. So I search again, let's say 333. So that's number 333. So I have two posts there. Okay, so that is now our program. So I'll press Q, then quit. So let's just check some of minor. So once we search the record, no need to place post here, because when you display that, there's already a post. So no need to place post here. No, I think we should place a post here. No, not here, but maybe here. So if we display the search is unsuccessful, so that then here, to have a better looking program, we place here negative 25S so that it will be left aligned. That is now our program. So let's just have a recap. So we have here our structure, we have here the functions, and then we have the menu. So if we press E, we enter records, S, we search record, and L, we list records. So CLS, this will clear the screen. Post, we just print or display this one, and then get CH, so it will post. This will display the menu and display the choices. So if the user press the key, and then that will be returned by the function. And here is where we enter each record. So the dummy here is used so that just to, it's a workaround actually, especially if we combine several scanf. So here we enter ID, name, rate, and hours. Then we do that 10 times. So we have your record entry. We do that 10 times. So and then to search a record, we ask the user for the ID. We search the ID, getting the position. If the position is greater or equal to 0, we display the record using the position. If not, we display search unsuccessful. Okay, so this one we'll search for the position. So using the ID. So while not found and I is lesser than 10, so we keep on looking. So we just compare for the ID with the ID inside our record array or array of records. So if it is equal, found. If not, go to the next position until you exit this loop. So you will exit this loop when it is found, or maybe I now is equal to 10. So once we go out and found was not changed, then that means the search is not successful. So we return a value -1. That's why you notice here, if it is greater or equal to 0, successful. So if not, then that means it is lesser than 0. So -1 is lesser than 0. If not, we return the position. So I. Then we display the record using the position. This should be the position, not really the ID. So sorry for that. So we just display this one. Okay, we can replace that actually. So then we just replace this with I. So that will give us the position. Given the position, we display the records from that particular position. List records, we just loop from 0 to 10 and we compute for salary and displaying each record at a time. So that will be the this program demo. Thank you very much, and I'll make the source code downloadable, maybe using Google Drive. Thank you very much.